Oh, good morning. I don't know what it's like where you are, but winter has finally arrived in Illinois. And in my basement studio, the air is a bit crisp. Luckily, I have my good old trusty space heater right here. So, um, it's amazing the things we take for granted. And then when they're gone, like heat and comfort, it makes me realize how blessed I am. When I came down here this morning and it was a little bit chilly. I mean, it's not cold, cold, but it's a little bit chilly. It's about 5 degrees cooler down here than it is upstairs. And it's amazing how, when you're that pampered, what 5 degrees does to you. But anyway, today I'm going to be reading Gospel of Mark, chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. Jesus entered the synagogue. There was a man who had a withered hand. They watched Jesus closely to see if he would cure him on the Sabbath, so that they could accuse him. He said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up here before us." Excuse me. Then he said to the Pharisees, Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" But they all remained silent, looking around at them with anger and grieved at the hardness of their heart. Jesus said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and his hand was restored. The Pharisees went out immediately and took counsel with the Herodians against him to put him to death. This is when I read this morning, I've read this before a few times, and this morning when I read this, I get really frustrated because, just like me coming down here and realizing that I'm a little pampered because 5 degrees difference seems to make a difference. Here's God, and maybe they didn't realize he was God yet, but so here's this guy named Jesus comes in and is healing a man with a withered hand, doing good on the Sabbath. And because of his notoriety and because they're prideful, the Pharisees are upset that he's healing on the Sabbath because he's coming in and stealing their gain. To me, what this says is we should be mindful of what's God's. And that's everything. We should be mindful of our place. So that, when somebody comes in and, there have been times I've been at work and I'll be wrenching on something and I'll be trying my best. And I can't break a bolt. And then somebody else will come up and they'll break it. And it kind of stings a man's pride a little bit because a man always wants to be super strong. He doesn't want to be, shown up. And anymore, I just let it go. It's like, you know what? I can work out and stuff, which I do, but there's only so much I can do. I'm going to be happy with what I have. I still have, even though I couldn't break that bolt and I needed the help of somebody else, I still have 2 good hands, 2 good arms, 2 good legs. I still get to go to work every day. That's something that not everybody has, and I should be thankful for that. I think also the reason why God makes some of us stronger than others is because he wants us to come together. If I was strong enough to do everything on my own, I wouldn't need anybody else, and I wouldn't have community, I wouldn't have friendship, let alone, I probably wouldn't have God, because I think I could do everything on my own. The other thing that steps out here is Jesus and his courage in the face of those who he knows wants to destroy him. He goes ahead and he cures the man with the withered hand. He does what God calls him to do in the moment. As I go through my days in my past, there have been times where I've shied away from doing what not necessarily was right, but I haven't shared my faith maybe. I haven't done some of the things that I would normally do because of fear of retribution or fear of what other people would think. So how is this going to change my day? How is this going to change my Wednesday? Well, first of all, I'm going to realize that everything is God's. And that not only am I going to step up and do what I feel God wants me to do in each and every moment of each and every day, and I'm going to pray for the grace to do so, but I'm gonna be thankful for every little nuance in my day. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I have something that somebody needs. Maybe I have an ear or a shoulder that somebody needs. Maybe, who knows? But I'm just going to try to live in that moment and not back down. Kind of like Tom Petty. You know, I can't even remember a song now, but he had a song about not backing down. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that.